Sunday morning. Hello, YouTube, LinkedIn, and Facebook. How's everybody doing? Hello, TikTok. How's everyone doing? It's Sunday morning. It's time for Cruise Chat Live. I have a little more energy this morning than I did last week, but it is Sunday morning. We're going to spend about the next hour or so talking about all things cruising, doing our very best and try to answer your questions. If you're new to the channel, we invite you to like, subscribe, and follow, do all those things that everybody likes you to do. I'm Walter, your independent travel. I'm Walter, your independent travel agent. I can't even talk. I'm so excited. And we book all things land, luxury, expedition, and cruises. Everybody knows us for cruises, but we do also book quite a few land tours where we just booked a Disney World trip. So yeah, we pretty much do a little bit of everything. We're at where'swaltertravel.com. Wherever you're watching me, there's links in my profile. There's links in the description. There's links, or just go to where'swaltertravel.com. We have a bunch of group cruises too. If you want to come join us, come cruise with us or our friends Tony and Jenny B over at Loca. We've got about 5 or 6 group cruises currently on our website, where'swaltertravel.com. Go to group travel and you will see them all. How's that? How'd I do? All right. And as always, my lovely wife, Rebecca, is sitting right off camera. Who all is here? Hello, everybody. Oh, Sue's here. Stan is here. Hi, Eric, John, Kurt, Jen, Bill's fan. How you doing? Gary's here. Benny's here. Hi, everybody. Good to see you. I got Cindy over here. We got Cheryl. How's everybody? Oh, my gosh. We got a whole bunch of people on TikTok as well. Hi, everybody. How's everyone doing? Beautiful Sunday morning behind me here in Orlando. We spent a beautiful, actually it was raining on Monday, but we spent a beautiful day walking around Epcot and got to see the really cool Disney on Broadway exhibit, which was all the costumes and everything. It was gorgeous. Hey, Amanda, how are you? Good to see you. Oh, good. Norma's here. Yay. Yes. John booked another group cruise a couple of days ago. We're so excited about this one, folks. I'm just going to throw this up on the screen now.
And John, 600 days.
Yeah, John, 600 days. Rebecca has the countdown. 600 days until we go on this one. It's going to be the best of Italy and Croatia on the Celebrity Constellation, October 23rd of 2026. If you want to come with us, that's going to be a 10-night cruise. We're basically going to start in Ravenna, which is about 3 hours away from Venice. We're going to come down to Croatia. We're going to come around Italy and end up in Civitavecchia, which is your gateway to Rome. If you want to stop the cruise there, you can. That is the 10-night group cruise that we are booking. And our group rates apply to the Celebrity all-included package. The standard rate, if you just book it with cruise fare, port fees, and taxes, that's the standard prevailing rate. Where our savings are is if you book the all-included package, you can save up to $600 beyond Celebrity's all-included pricing. So that's where the group pricing falls in. So October 23rd through November 2nd, 2026. All
included.
Yeah. And then if you want to do like what we're going to do, we're actually going to stay on the ship on November 2nd, and we're going to do 15 days transatlantic over to San Juan. So she's got 4 stops in Spain. She's got 1 stop in St. Martin. And then we get all the way on into San Juan. So then we just got a short flight from San Juan back to Orlando. But the main group cruise, October 23rd through November 2nd, best of Italy and Croatia on the Celebrity Constellation, which is one of their smaller Millennium classes. So beautiful ship. Hey, Nay. Hey, everybody. Rosie, you're finally sailing. By the way, I am having a harder time seeing all y'all because I brought the lights in closer. Finally sailing on the Wonder next week. Thanks for all the tips and tricks. Oh, thank you so much. Have an amazing time. By the way, is that Wonder of the Seas, Disney Wonder, or Carnival one? No, Carnival doesn't have a Wonder. But is that the Disney Wonder or Wonder of the Seas? I can't remember. I'm so sorry. But whatever it is, you're going on a ship, and I'm so excited. Yay! Where was it? Mr.
Wonder of the Seas. Go to the Sean and Stef channel. She has some good videos.
She has some really good videos on that. Sean and Stef, our dear friend Stephanie. That's SEAN, Sean and Stef. Stephanie has some really good videos on the Wonder of the Seas. So definitely be sure to check that out and be sure to subscribe to Stephanie. Where's Eric? Eric said something. What did Eric say earlier? Something about 90 days until we finally get to meet Eric and a bunch of people on the Norwegian Aqua. That's our next group cruise going out. I cannot wait to see everybody. Yeah, 90 days, man. we're going to see you guys. We're going to see you guys on the Norwegian Aqua. Cannot wait for that. But for about the next hour or so, we're going to be answering your question. Just so you know, we may cut this just a little bit short because we've got to get downtown to, there's a big travel conference going on today to Thursday with our host agency, KHM Travel Group. 4 days of education, networking, hanging out with our travel suppliers, learning new things about travel industry. And there's also an awards ceremony. I am nominated for top travel agent for Virgin Voyages and also a Rising Star nomination for KHM Travel Group. So thanks for all of your support. Yeah, it's going to be pretty doggone cool. So yeah, so if you got questions, folks, just drop them in the chat. We'll do our very best to our very best to get you the answers. Hey, Alex is here. Douglas, 97 days to your wedding cruise on the Aqua. That's right. You can get married on a ship. You know, what a great place to hold a wedding. This is, I think, Douglas is our third wedding now that we've
and he's
arranged.
on, like, literally we're warming up the ship for them.
I know, Douglas, we'll just wave to you from the ship and say, hey man, have a great time.
They'll be kicking us off way before they'll be letting him on.
Yeah. So Sue and Phil are here. Benny, question, are we going to do a Star of the Seas group in August? No. No, there's no group space on that, number one. And number two, it's nearly sold out. The Star of the Seas. He's talking about the inaugural cruise on the Star of the Seas that I'm going on with Stephanie. That was just kind of like a thing. In fact, we're not going to be announcing any more group cruises for a little while because there's literally 6 of them on my page, or 5 or 6 of them on my page right now. That's a lot of group cruises. So we're gonna kind of hold tight. The next one will most likely be a river cruise, but that's going to be down the line, most likely.
27, most likely.
Yeah. So, but yeah, thank you, John. I appreciate the kind words about all the group cruises. Yes. Restaurant Guru, was the Norwegian breakaway just refurbished? You're taking it in March. I think so. I can't keep up with all the refurbishments. I think so, but I'm not entirely sure. Yeah, I kind of go through. There's a great website called Cruise Industry News that actually has a list of all the refurbishments. I know that the Allure is in for like 45 days. I mean, she's getting a serious. Allure of the Seas was supposed to have gotten her big $100 million upgrade right as we were going into the pandemic, so they canceled it. And that's typically like a 24 day. This is going to be like 42 days. So they are serious because she's overdue. She's way overdue. So I know that they're improving some staterooms. I think they're adding some staterooms. Of course, they're adding the big slide on the back. They're doing a lot of, so that Allure of the Seas is going to come out like totally brand spanking new when she comes out of dry dock. It's going to be pretty amazing. So I don't know offhand if the breakaway was just refurbished. So you can usually find that out. Literally, Google is your friend. When was the last time Norwegian breakaway went into dry dock? That's really what you want to find out. When did it go into dry dock? And that's when she was refurbished. So yeah, you should be able to find that pretty easily. Stan, you're really looking forward to the Norwegian inaugural cruise from Philly. I know. If you haven't signed up for that one, we've got the inaugural sailing out of Philadelphia. It's not the inaugural sailing of the. Thank you. The breakaway is currently in dry dock, so there you go. So she's literally being refurbished right now as we speak. Thank you for that. I love our community. I love that y'all help each other. But the Philadelphia cruise, it's not the inaugural sailing of a ship, but it's the inaugural sailing from Philadelphia in many, 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 many years. Lido Loca, April 16th through the 23rd, 2026. And we're going to be on the Norwegian Jewel sailing out of Philadelphia. I believe we're going to go under 2 bridges. So that's going to be kind of cool on the way out. It's a fairly simple cruise. I mean, we're going to Bermuda, but then we're going to go to Charleston, which to me, I can't wait to come into Charleston, on a ship. It's going to be so cool. It's actually going to be our second time going into Charleston because we will have already done it on Virgin. But it's Philadelphia, Bermuda, and Charleston. And what I'm working on, the cruise itself is actually Thursday. It's Thursday. So what I'm working on right now is to set up a hotel for Monday and then spend a couple of days exploring Philadelphia for those who want to do it. And we've actually gotten pretty good response from everybody who's going on that cruise. maybe do a food tour, do a history tour, of course, have a lot of time on your own kind of a thing. But yeah, so that's going to be April 16th through the 23rd. And I'm just going to talk about these from time to time. But if you want to know anything about any of our group cruises, just go to where'swaltertravel.com and look at group cruises. We've got so many of them on there right now. It's almost too many. Douglas wants to know, when will Royal open up the reservation for the Nassau Beach Club? I have no idea, but I can tell you I'm going to be hanging out with Kathy and the Royal Caribbean team later on this afternoon. So I'll see her. Maybe I can ask her about that. I doubt she's going to tell me because if there's no official word. But no, we don't know yet. Bob is checking in for the Jewel of the Seas tomorrow. Lovely ship. Absolutely lovely ship. Stacy, can I tell you what travel insurance we recommend? So always keep in mind that we are travel agents. We're not insurance agents. So what I can recommend to you is what we use personally. Which is Allianz. It's ALLIANZ. That's the one that we use. We currently have an annual policy. So, and I actually learned something new about annual policy by calling Allianz recently. I always thought that a annual travel insurance policy, at least the one from Allianz, was just a bucket of money. And if you filed a claim, then that would come out of that bucket of money, and then you had what was left, the rest of it. I found out that's actually not correct. The bucket of money is the travel insurance part of it, the actual
trip coverage.
Yeah, the trip coverage part of it is a bucket of money, but the rest of it is coverage for every single trip. So you always have $50,000 in medical coverage. You always have $250,000 in evacuation coverage, if that's what the policy has. So I was like, oh, okay, that's a lot better than what I thought it was. So trip insurance, you are insured for that one single trip. If you're going to take, maybe 3 major trips a year, then you can consider getting annual insurance because it'll cost less.
And actually, as you get older, annual insurance policies, even with 2 or 3 trips, can cost less too. It's good to compare.
Exactly. So, and what's really cool about annual insurance, that it's not just for cruises or big trips. It's, at least our policy is good. Anytime we're 100 miles away from our house, that travel policy kicks in. So, maybe something happens with the car and our car insurance isn't going to cover all of it. We might be able to file a claim with travel insurance to get something with them. So that's kind of the cool thing about annual insurance too. People are like, well, it's just for my cruises. Like, no, anytime you go 100 miles away from your house, that travel insurance kicks in. So that's actually pretty cool. So we use Allianz. You can also go to insuremytrip.com, all one word, insuremytrip.com, where you can compare policies and buy them yourself. Yeah, so that's really good. Jenny, you want to join a group cruise? Can I tell you how to go about that? Yeah. So where'swaltertravel.com. You're watching me on TikTok. So if you go to my profile, there's a link tree in there to get to where'swaltertravel.com, my website. There's a tab on there that says group cruises. Once you click that, the whole list is right there. All the group cruises. We've got, I'm going to flip through them real quick so I can remember what they are. We've got the Best of Italy and Croatia on the Celebrity Constellation, October 23rd through November 2nd, 2006. We're going on the all-new Brilliant Lady from Quebec to Miami, October 3rd through the 16th, 2025. That's this year. 16 nights all the way from Quebec down the eastern seaboard, including Charleston, to Miami. And then Loca is going to be the Philadelphia cruise. That's going to be on the Norwegian Jewel, sailing April 16th through the 23rd, 2026. Loca is also doing a Canada-New England cruise this year, October 11th through the 18th, 2025. And the optional, right now, the optional history tour is completely sold out for that one. We still have some space left on our Alaska cruise this year. That's going to be June 26th through July 8th on the Oceania Riviera. Only 1,200 passengers. Only 1,200 passengers. That's amazing. Hawaii. We're going to Hawaii. We've been wanting to do this for a very long time. February 4th through the 20th, 2026. So next Valentine's Day, we will be on a ship, or we'll be on the Hawaiian Islands. I think we're going to be on the Hawaiian Islands for Valentine's Day. So that's going to be really cool. February 4th through the 20th, 2026 on the Emerald Princess. And that's pretty much what we've got going on now with the group cruises. So I went through that very quickly. Where'swaltertravel.com, group travel. There's a tab right in the top menu right there. So, but that's how you do it. Kathleen's going on the Joy in 20 days. I love it. The Norwegian Joy. That's going to be awesome. Greenway, your sister wants to pay and book excursions. Is that possible? I'm not sure exactly what the question is, but yes. I mean,
is she wanting to book them for you?
Yeah. I mean, does somebody want to pay for them for you? Because I mean, yeah, you can do that just by using that credit card information. You know, you would have to book the excursions, but then if they want to pay, you have to use their credit card information.
Or they could also just buy you gift cards for that cruise line, and you can use those to pay for the excursions.
That's the other way around it too. They can buy gift cards and just give them to you for that cruise line. So yeah. So you're welcome, Jenny. I hope that was helpful.
Usually on the cruise line's websites, if they have the ability to buy gifts for someone else, you should be able to find somehow. You may have to do a search for gifts, and you can buy gifts for other people.
Gotcha. Let's see. Jeff, let's see. Any idea? Okay, got that one. Good morning. Stan said going under the Walt Whitman and Commodore Barry bridges on the Delaware River going out to Chesapeake Bay. That's going to be coming out of Philadelphia. Cannot wait. Jeff, good morning. We heard Ketchikan is starting a new tax, which will include taxes on food and drinks on board the ship while in port. Will that still apply if you have a drinks package? Yes, it will. That's one of the reasons why I have not seen the news on that tax yet, so I'll have to take a look at it. But when you're sitting in port, say in Florida, and in fact Galveston, they don't even start the drink package until you're out into international waters.
It depends on the cruise line. Some of them have limited drinks you can get, but if you're in port and there is a tax on food and drink, then those local taxes will apply to the ship. So they will be adding even if you have a drinks package, they're going to have to add that tax on top. And it's even possible they may say, while we're in Ketchikan, your drinks package doesn't apply. They've done that too, where they're like, you can have drinks in Ketchikan, but we're going to run these at a straight price because we've got to add tax on top of every drink. So that's entirely possible. We'll have to look into it and see what that tax is, and then each cruise line may do things a little bit differently. And it does surprise people sometimes when they get these small, 10, 20 cent charges while they're in Florida, and they wonder why, and it's the tax, Florida tax on the drinks.
I don't know how they could tax the food on board the ships. That would be a little more difficult, but the drinks easily.
That could be for any paid food, perhaps.
Yeah, I don't know.
But
I don't know,
certainly not the included food. I don't see how they could tax that.
Yeah. Hi, Carol. Thank you so much for that information about the group hotels. Yeah. So we're working on, for those of you who are going on that Lido Loca October cruise, we've got a couple of more days to get enough responses in for the group hotel. If we don't get enough responses in, then we have to let the group hotel go. So hopefully we're going to get enough people to go with the affirmative so we can get that hotel booked. And that's one of the things, just so you all know, if you're going on group cruises and we're trying to get a group hotel for you, we have to guarantee the hotel a certain number of rooms are going to be booked. And so what we do as travel agents is we go ahead and poll everybody and go, hey, here's the rate. Are you going to book in the hotel? And if not enough people say yes, well, then we have to let the room go. And then we'll just book you into whatever hotels we can at whatever the current rates are. So yeah. No, let's see. Somebody going on the Norwegian New Amsterdam?
It's the Holland America New Amsterdam.
It's the Holland America New Amsterdam today.
But it sounds like a fun gaming and crafting cruise.
That sounds like an awesome cruise. Wow. Have a great time on that group cruise. Love it. Let's see. Greenway going on the Norwegian Bliss, Alaska, July 2025. We just might see you up there. We're going to be on the Oceania Riviera through July 8th, June 26th through July 8th. So John said he saw an email that Virgin Voyages is going to test a drink package on Valiant. You wonder if it will stick. Actually, I did an episode on that. Yes, it is being tested during the month of March, but it's only for rock stars, which I thought was an odd place to test it because rock stars already have bars in their fully stocked bars in their room. And if you're in a mega rock star, you've already got some benefits with drinks. So it is very interesting that they're testing it with them. It's $95 a day per person right now.
And my guess is that it is going to stick. I just hope they don't eliminate the bar tab.
Yeah,
because the bar tab is such a great option, especially when one person in the room doesn't drink. You don't have to, you don't have to buy it.
Or even if you're both people drink, but they're light drinkers, the bar tab works out so much better than the drink package.
So as long as they keep the bar tab, I'm fine with them offering a drink package. And I know so many people have been demanding it. Those of us who like the bar tab much prefer over any kind of a drink package. It's much more favorable for the guests. For the drink packages are much more favorable for the cruise lines. Cruise lines make a ton of money on those drink packages, so that's why they offer them. So, good morning, Brandy. 55 days until your European cruise on the Sun Princess. I love it. I love it. Love it. Hey, thanks, Carol. John's going to be a rock star on Valiant in October. I guess you'll see. Yeah, I mean, if they offered a drink package, it's going to be for everybody. You pretty much know it's going to be for everybody. They won't limit it just to rock stars. They're testing it with the rock stars because that's a much more smaller population on the ship. So it makes it a little easier for them to test it instead of like overwhelming the bars all at once. But it's going to be interesting to see what they do. And it'll be interesting to see if it's a different price for the rock stars. That they could potentially do, like make it a little bit cheaper for the rock stars, a little bit more expensive for everybody else because you're already paying a premium price. But we will see. We will see what's going on, with that. I think it's going to be very popular. It is like the one thing everybody's like, oh, I would go on them if they had a drink package, which I always thought was kind of funny because everything else about the cruise line is so amazing. But, if you really want a drink package, I think it's good of Virgin Voyages to go ahead and offer it just so long as they don't get rid of that bar tab.
We still always emphasize, please do the math. Look at what the drinks cost.
Exactly.
And then look at what the drink package costs and try and estimate if you're actually going to drink that much.
Yeah, because sometimes it just doesn't work out. Like for us, it generally, the only drink package that works for us is the Princess Plus. That works out for us because of everything else that comes with it. Yeah. But I don't think we've gotten it. We did just get it on that Celebrity cruise just because of the Wi-Fi.
Well, yeah, because the price separately for the Wi-Fi and a non-alcoholic package
was much higher.
Was higher than.
Which is one of the games that the cruise lines play.
Yeah.
They make, like Princess does it too. Princess makes the Wi-Fi and the soda package and the non-alcoholic package so expensive that it's cheaper to go ahead and get the Princess Plus. The same thing with Celebrity, if you just get the Wi-Fi by itself and you get a non-alcoholic package, it's more expensive than getting the all-included package that they offer. So, and I don't need to do an upgraded drink package beyond what Celebrity's already offering. So that will absolutely work. Douglas is asking if the Vibe Club on Norwegian is worth it. What are the pros and cons? I mean, the biggest con obviously is that if you've got other people in your party that want to come in and don't have the Vibe Beach Club, they can't hang out with you. I think, when the Sanctuary is available on the other Princess ships, we do that all the time because it is a nice, quiet space to get away. It's your own space. You don't have to worry about fighting for chairs. You don't have to worry about, fighting for things. Depending on the ship, I don't know if any of the Vibe Clubs or how many of the Vibe Clubs even have a pool.
I don't think any of it. I think they might have hot tubs, but I don't think any of them have a pool.
Yeah.
And for me, the biggest downside is all the videos I've seen is there is very limited, if any, shade, depending on which ship.
Yeah.
And I have to have shade.
Yeah. Like the Sanctuary on Princess has a lot of shade on most of the ships. So we'll do that. But the Vibe Club, I mean, it just depends on whether it works for you. But I guess that would be the biggest con for a lot of people, that there's just not a lot of shade. So if you need shade, you don't want to be in the sun all the time, then you've definitely got to
It does
consider
look like
that.
on the Prima class ships, they have some shade, but it still looks pretty limited. Most of the other Vibe Clubs, it looks like there's almost no shade.
Yeah. So you just gotta, gotta take that into consideration. But I do enjoy places where that when you go in, okay, I've got a chair waiting for me. You're going to get elevated service because there's not as many people there. So you're not fighting a ton of people at the bars and all of that. So, I think it would certainly be worth it for a day or two. I don't know if you want to get a whole week's worth.
You have to get the whole, it doesn't work.
Oh, it's a whole week on that one? Okay.
Yep. You have to get the whole voyage. That's
John
the only way
says
they
it's
sell
nice
it.
to do it if you want to relax and not be near kids. I know Eric, who was watching earlier, he gets it all the time as well. So, if you just want to be in a place where you're going to have a chair and you will get that elevated space. And of course, there are no kids. So that's nice.
But for me, lack of shade and lack of pool are big downfalls.
Yeah, but then again, we do the sanctuary. They don't have, the
Yeah.
pool is behind it. It's not really part of the
Yeah, but
sanctuary.
it's close.
It is close by. So yeah. Alex is saying Vibe Beach Club or thermal spa pass. Two completely different things, obviously. That's going to be totally a personal preference. What do you guys think? Would you do the Vibe Beach Club or would you do a thermal spa pass? I don't know. Be very, very interesting. Jan, Panama Canal. Oh my gosh, you're going to the Panama Canal. We've been sending a lot of people to the Panama Canal of late. Really, a lot of people. Hey, good to see you, Kathy. It was nice to finally see you on the cruise ship. Yay. We finally met up on the Margaritaville Islander. Yay. So Diabetic is saying yes to the thermal spa. We got Cindy saying yes to the thermal spas. If it was me to buy Beach Club versus thermal spas, it would probably be the thermal spas over that. What about you, Rebecca?
Neither.
Honestly.
It's not like I don't enjoy the thermal spas, but I only would probably ever use it for maybe tops 2 or 3 hours the whole week.
Yeah.
So it doesn't really make sense for me. I enjoy it, but it's just not something that I do a lot. And like I said, with Vibe, no pool, no shade. So I probably would not do either. I would probably spend my money on specialty dining.
Well, that's true. We're going to spend our money on food before anything every single time. The food experiences are what I live for. I absolutely love good food experiences. We've done the chef table on Royal Caribbean. We've done specialty dining everywhere. Mm-hmm. Oh, we just did a chef table on Asmara too. That's right. Mm-hmm. That's right. We did that on Asmara. So those chef table dinners are pretty cool.
We should do that on Hawaii.
Oh yeah, we should totally do that for Hawaii because we're going to be on it for 16 days. If you like the idea of a transatlantic, but you don't want to go transatlantic, that Hawaii cruise is totally for you because there's 10 days at sea. So we're going to start out in Los Angeles. We go all the way out to the island. We do 4 days around the island, and then we come all the way back. So it's basically like getting a transatlantic cruise, but it's a round trip. So yeah, it's going to be really awesome. But yeah, you're right. We should do a chef table dinner. Who knows if we get enough people on the cruise that all want to do it? Maybe we can do like a group.
Well, I think with Princess, you can't do that in advance. You have to. Do
but with the group,
ship.
We might be able to do that. True. Yeah. So yeah, that'll be absolutely awesome. So. Eric Maxey says that the Vibe staff will bring you an umbrella to your lounger and both hot tubs are covered. There you go. So they will bring the umbrella. So they will bring you the umbrella. Yes. And I agree with John that the sanctuary on the Sun Princess is unbelievable.
Now that I would pay.
Oh my God. Both of us would pay money. Well, and you don't have to pay money to get into the sanctuary. You just got to book the rooms. And it's you got a balcony, you got a mini suite, and then all the suites. Now that is worth the price of admission. That sanctuary on Sun Princess and soon to be Star Princess, unbelievable. So Sue and Phil are with you. So we got a lot of votes for food, spending money on food. Yes, we got to spend money on food.
For me, before drink package, before anything,
food,
specialty dining.
Food, we're definitely going to do it. Yeah. So love it. Ivory's going on the World America Maiden Voyage, April 12th. That's going to be phenomenal. We're going to go on it. We just haven't figured out, what we're gonna do. Which one we're gonna. It may be just one of those like last minute deals where it's like, okay, let's go in 2 weeks and just go, because we've got so many cruises on the books right now. But we're definitely going to go on that World America. Just don't know when, but man, that looks like it's going to be a lot of fun. I mean, you're going to be sailing out of the world's largest cruise terminal, first time with their flagship. I mean, that should be an amazing party celebration. They might even try to one-up Royal Caribbean because they're going to have the big Royal Caribbean ships sitting right behind them. So I might try to one-up that. Jenny's saying, what's the price for that? I'm sorry, I don't know what the price is that you're asking about. If you could just let me know, I'll be more than happy to try to answer that. Stan Fishman wants to know how many sea days on the Hawaii cruise. It's going to be 10 sea days, 5 sea days out to Hawaii, 5 sea days back with 4 days around the island.
And obligatory stop in Ensenada.
Yes, you got to have that stop in Ensenada because, by law, they have to stop at a foreign port. So they're going to do that in Ensenada. We probably won't leave the ship, but you'll also be stopping in Ensenada. Chris, you're in a sanctuary suite on the Sun in August on a 21-day Mediterranean or August 21st. No, I think it's a 21-day. Now that's the way to use the sanctuary, man. You hear that, John? He is so one-upping you. You were just on it for 7 nights. Chris is going to be on it for 21 days in the sanctuary.
And knowing how Princess works, their Mediterranean cruises, particularly with the Sun Princess, that's 3 7s all put together as one cruise.
Yeah. So, but you're going to be there for 21 days. That's unbelievable.
Yeah.
So, Jenny, the price of Hawaii, you just have to reach out. I don't have it offhand. So just go ahead and reach out. I'd be more than happy to get you pricing. You can just reach out at where'swaltertravel.com or just there's links. Actually, you're watching me on TikTok. So if you go into the link tree, there's a button there that says contact us. So you can just go ahead and reach out and say hello. And I'll be more than happy to get you the rate. Just keep in mind that the rates change and the rates are based on where you live as well. So the state that you live in, sometimes there's a residential rate. It's not just Florida. It's not just Texas or California. Sometimes they're running residential rates in other states. So we just need to know where you live. Are you going as a double? Are you going as a solo? And then we need to go into the actual booking engine. Are you a past
cruiser?
Yeah. Have you cruised with that cruise line before? So all of those things factor into the price of your cruise. And I need to get all that information and then go look at the actual booking engine, which I'm not going to do while we're doing the show, but I'd be more than happy to help you out with that. Somebody asked, are we going on the Aqua? Yes, May 31st through June 7th. We have a whole group going on the Aqua. It should be a ton of fun. Yeah, please do, Jenny. Just go ahead and reach out. We'd be more than happy to help you out. Douglas is trying to decide between a weekend cruise, cheap and cheerful Liberty of the Seas or new and expensive Utopia of the Seas. What's your vote? Everybody, would you go on the Utopia of the Seas or the Liberty of the Seas for a short cruise? Douglas wants to know. For me,
we're not fans of the short cruises, so
yeah,
it's
but
hard.
I mean, but given the choice, we've done it. We did Mariner.
Yeah, I know. But
so for me, it would be Utopia just because I want to go to the Pesky Parrot so bad. It's such a cool little bar. I'm a huge fan of the Bamboo Bar, which might be on Liberty. I know it's on the Mariner. It's that little tiki bar. I love it. And what they did was they made a much larger version of it on the Utopia. So yeah, I would love to just go see that. And I haven't seen the Utopia yet.
Although I think if we were going to do a short cruise on the Utopia, we'd do the Monday through Friday 4-day.
Yeah, we would do the 4-day, not the 3-day. But yeah. So my vote would be Utopia. Of course, Liberty is going to be much more cost effective. So yeah,
by far.
But I'm curious what everybody else thinks. John, you just got back from the Viva a few weeks ago. The food, especially the specialty dining, was incredible. You guys will love the Aqua. Yeah, we've heard that the specialty dining is quite good on there. I'm really looking forward to the food hall. What is that called? I can't remember. Indulge, the Indulge Food Hall. I'm really looking forward to that because I've been very underwhelmed by the Norwegian main dining room and their buffet. I just don't think it's very inspiring. But I love what I'm seeing with Indulge, and Indulge is included in the cruise fare, so I'm really excited about that. And I'm excited to try, what is it, Onda by Scarpetta, something like that.
Yeah, we've got our reservations already for Onda, Palomar, and Sukhothai.
Yes. So I mean, we're all about specialty dining.
And then we're also planning to go to the sushi place too. Mm-hmm. But you couldn't make reservations for that one.
Amazing. Let's see. Donna is 1 month closer to going on the Icon of the Seas in July Donna has not cruised since 2001, and you picked the smallest ship out there to go on. It's going to be so small. It looks
Laid back.
it looks deceptively large on television. It's really not that big. It's really small. It's really, no, I'm just kidding. Obviously, it is the largest. It is the largest cruise ship out there. It is a whale of a lot of fun. What a way to come back to cruising after over 20 years. My goodness. That's amazing. I will tell you, one of my favorite things about the Icon of the Seas was the first time that I saw the Overlook, which is that big glass bubble up in the front of the ship. You know, everybody's like, well, that's the Aqua Theater, but it is. But then you walk around it, and suddenly there's all that glass right in front of you. That is the one of the most beautiful places to sit and relax, I think, on any cruise ship I've ever seen, which sounds odd, right? But it is a beautiful, tranquil space. Obviously, when they're doing rehearsals, it's going to be a little louder when they're rehearsing in the Aqua Theater, but what a beautiful, beautiful space to relax. And then the Rye and Bean bar and coffee shop is right there as well. That has one of my absolute favorite spaces on that entire ship. That overlook is absolutely stunning. So welcome back to cruising, Donna. That's going to be amazing. Sue, thank you. Yeah, if you don't mind, I guess, so we're at the top of the hour, so I'll just remind everybody, I'm Walter Wood. Where's Walter Travel? We are your independent travel agent booking cruises, land, luxury, expedition, all these wonderful things. Our services are 100% free to you. We do not charge you a dime for our services. So if you'd like to reach out, where's waltertravel.com, and we invite you to subscribe, like, share, and do all the wonderful things that all 4 of these platforms like you to do. We like to come on here on Sunday mornings. We're on YouTube, LinkedIn, Facebook, and TikTok simultaneously, so we can talk to everybody all at once, which we really love. What's the price for a sanctuary balcony room? I don't know. You have to reach out.
Yeah,
until I get more information, I simply can't pull a price.
Yeah.
And we are now in the beginning of the month, so all the pricing has changed. So I'll have to go in and check that out.
And it's really, really hard to say because it depends on where you're sailing, when you're sailing, how far in advance you're booking. I mean, there's so many factors. And the balcony category, while they do have a sanctuary balcony category, it has very, very few rooms. They have more that are suites and mini suites.
And also, if you're asking about Hawaii doesn't have sanctuary room.
No.
Only the Sun Princess does. So we're going on the Emerald Princess.
And soon to be on the Star.
Yeah.
Princess.
So John says Utopia all day long. Bill's fan says Utopia. Databetic says Utopia, if you don't mind the music and the excitement. That is one thing to know about the Utopia of the Seas, especially the weekend cruises. They have leaned in hard to the party, the 3-day party atmosphere. They've leaned in very hard on that. If you've seen any of the sailaways on Utopia, you will see there are like hundreds, thousands of people up there doing all this kind of stuff. So that is very much a hard party ship. Not a hard party ship, but it is very much a party ship on the weekends. Pretty much all cruise ships on a 3-day weekend are a party ship, but Royal has really leaned into it. It is the ultimate weekend, and they mean it when they go out there. So Michael says it's only 34 days until your very first Virgin voyage. I cannot wait till you get on that ship, and he can't wait to try all the food and the highly recommended French toast burger. Anybody who goes on Virgin voyages, and if you do eat meat, you should try the French toast burger for breakfast in the galley. It's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. I love it so much. Eric says he won't do a cruise less than 7 days. Even then it's too short. I know 7 days has even gotten a little bit too short for us now too. John is saying indulge the cruise game changer. Awesome. Avoid the peak hours. Palomar and Ando were great. Thank you so much for that, John. I know it is amazing.
I can't wait to see a full menu for the Sukhothai place.
Michael, you're a big fan. You'll use us when it's time. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate that. I appreciate everybody who keeps us in consideration, and I especially appreciate everybody who has helped us and allowed us to be your travel partner. That's what I think we are. I try to do this more as a partnership than just, me agent tell you what to do. It's better when it's a partnership and we all work together. What I love is I work with a lot of folks who have planned their own travel for many, many years. And they're like, I never really thought I wanted to use a travel agent or I needed a travel agent. And they're really enjoying I think the biggest thing that they're really enjoying is one, that they actually have somebody to bounce ideas off of. And then I can take care of all the logistics and the details. But the other part of it is the fact that I have access to folks that you simply don't, like Kathy over at Royal Caribbean, the other Kathy at Explore Journeys. We just had Lynn from Crystal on our show on Thursday. So I've got access to a lot of people on the back end that if we have questions or the things that we're trying to find out, or maybe there's things we're trying to do. Oh, I thought like we just had like all these birds going crazy, but I guess they got scared by the machine.
I think it was a motorcycle or something.
Yeah, but it's nice just to have folks to reach out to, and you just don't have access to them. You can call the phone banks all you want, but you're not going to get access to the same folks that I have access to. And I think they really appreciated that. While they're still very hands-on in the travel planning, it's just now they've got a travel partner to help them out and take care of all the logistics. So I think that's been a lot of fun to get people to go, okay, we see why it's good to use a travel agent, because then at least I've got somebody else to, all the pressure isn't on you to make sure that the trip is as good as it can be. You've got a partner to help you out, and it doesn't cost you anything to work with us. So we're really enjoying that aspect of it, and we use the travel agent for 20 years. So,
and I will say that, not that you can't get some very good people on the public call lines for cruise lines, but quite often the call lines they have for travel agents, those people who work that are generally a step above.
They are because they're there to help us, help you. And they tend to be a little bit better trained, and they have a little better access to, I think the supervisors that they work with might be a little bit higher quality. So, Douglas, you booked an Interior Plus on Legend of the Seas, crosses off 2 bucket lists, Icon Class and Southern Caribbean. I know, I got it. Like, for so long, we were talking about Icon. Now suddenly we're talking about Star and Legend all at the same time. It's just kind of crazy. What specialty dining venues do I recommend on the NGL Jewel for the Morrissey package? We're partial to Italian and Asian. I don't know offhand what's on there.
I can find
Yeah,
out.
so Rebecca can find out. But we'll find out for you. I will say that Norwegian specialty game is usually quite good. We've been very, very impressed with the Norwegian specialty game. We've been on Getaway and Escape so far. We'll be on the Aqua coming up in May, and then we're going to be on the Jewel as well coming up next year. We've been very, very impressed with all of the specialty dining. Food Republic is my favorite so far. That was on the Escape. I just love that concept. That's why I'm so excited about Indulge Food Hall, because it's kind of a similar concept, except it's included. What do you got there, Rebecca?
Okay.
Did you find some?
The specialty restaurants, they have the Brazilian steakhouse. Moderno. There is sushi. La Cucina is their Italian, which honestly we've not been super impressed with.
Yeah,
But
with the least impressive of them, but it's still good.
yeah, there's La Bistro, which is the French, which also is not our personal favorite.
Right.
Teppanyaki, which we usually
Very
really
good.
like.
We usually really enjoy teppanyaki.
Cagney Steakhouse.
Cagney Steak. We had a good experience at Cagney Steakhouse. Now I have heard a lot of mixed reviews on Cagney, but we had a good experience.
And then there is Chin Chin, which is their Asian. It used to be free, but now I think they've upped the menu and they have a charge. The other thing that when you're looking at the More at Sea package, you want to use the venues because they have a flat fee now for all these. You want to use the venues that cost the most.
Correct.
So if you're going to do 2 of them, you pick the ones that cost the most. And then if you want to do a third one, you can just pay for that
Exactly.
all on your own.
So did you guys get that? So if you have the More at Sea package on Norwegian Cruise Line, use your free dinners for the most expensive restaurants, and then then pay for the lower cost.
Honestly, everything except La Cucina is either $50 or $60. La Cucina is the cheapest at $40.
Okay.
So I probably would not bother with it for
There you go.
my specialty meal. But
And then Cheryl's saying that they did not have a good experience at Cagney's on Jewel. I hear a lot of up and down. So our experience was in fact, it was an excellent experience, but we've heard a lot of people say, man, I didn't have the greatest experience on Cagney's. That's the thing about a steakhouse on pretty much every ship. People are going to have up and down experiences on them. I think consistently the one that I hear the best reviews for is the Crown Grill on Princess still. I hear a lot of good reports on that one.
Although when we were on the Crown Princess, we did not enjoy that Crown Grill as much as when we did on the Sun Princess or the Sky Princess.
Yeah. So Diabetic wants to know, is it normal for all travel agent services to be free, or is this because of the way the cruise lines compensate travel agents? It is. So when we were using a travel agent for over 20 years, it was free. There was no charge. All travel partners, cruise lines, theme parks, hotels, you name it, they all have a commission built into the fare. You're going to pay the same rate as if you book through me. Then they just keep that commission. It's what they do. Now, some states and some travel agents do charge a planning fee. It could be, $100, $200, $300, whatever it is. But some travel agents do charge a planning fee. Now, some of them will refund that back into the cost of your travel, and some of them will just simply keep it on top. But here in the state of Florida, we actually can't charge a travel planning fee. So even if I wanted to, I can't charge a fee for travel planning. And I think you will find that the majority of travel agents who do this don't charge a travel planning fee, especially those of us who do this full time. There are some that do it as kind of a side hustle, and they may have to charge a planning fee because they don't have as much time. Then there are other agents who are just so incredibly busy that they add a planning fee on top as kind of a way of kind of like a gatekeeper. If you really want to work with me, then yeah, you're gonna have to pay this fee on top to work with me because I'm just so busy, I can't take on everybody anymore. Which is actually kind of where we're at right now. We're so incredibly busy right now, but we don't charge a planning fee. The way I look at it is, if we do our jobs right, the commissions kind of take care of themselves, and then we get paid, and everything is great. But also keep in mind, we don't get paid unless you travel. That's another thing a lot of people don't realize too. So if you book with us and then you cancel, well, then there's no funds to be made, but that's okay. That life happens. Sometimes you can't go on the trips, but that's how it works. So I would say that the majority of travel agents do not charge anything. So yeah. Let me see. Did I miss anything else? Don't forget about Tamika at Virgin Voyages. Yes. Tamika won't be there. Tamika is not going to be a Virgin. She's not going to be at the event. So yeah, I'm kind of bummed about that. Let's see. Have we sailed on the MSC Meraviglia? We have sailed on the seaside and the seashore so far. That class of ship we've not been on yet. We really want to. I think the Grandiosa is down here right now in Florida.
I think it will be.
Or will be, yeah. The Grandiosa is coming. I think she's coming to Port Canaveral. I think that's why we were looking at it. So the Grandiosa is a sister to the Meraviglia. Meraviglia, I think, is still running out of New York. I think she's going to reposition at some point, but I believe she's still up in New York. It looks like a stunner of a ship. We have seen so many up and down reports on that ship, both on the process at the Brooklyn Pier, which sounds like some days it can be really good, some days it can be really bad, and on the ship itself, that the experiences have been up and down, which is pretty consistent with MSC. The most consistent thing about MSC is that it's very inconsistent. That food and service can be outstanding on one cruise and then not so good on another cruise. It can be outstanding on one ship, not so good on another ship. They're very inconsistent. From what I have seen, from what my fellow travel agents are reporting, it sounds like it's starting to even out. It's starting to get a little bit better. I think because now they've got this new ad campaign, they've got the world's largest cruise terminal. It sounds like they're finally getting the message that they need to work on that consistency, especially for the American market, because there's so much competition here in the U.S. that if you give me a bad experience, I've got 40 other cruise lines to go choose from. So it sounds like they're starting to work on it. I know in talking to some of my MSC reps in the past, that has been like a noted issue that they've been trying to work on. But hopefully they are. But no, we've not been on the Meraviglia yet. I will tell you, it's an absolutely stunning ship. From those who have been on it, and just by looking at it and by going on the seaside and the seashore, they build beautiful ships.
Yeah.
They build absolutely beautiful ships with amazing pools. So I think it could be a good experience. You just have to go in with eyes wide open. You just got to go in with eyes wide open. So John is saying that Norwegian uses the free dining credits in chronological order.
Oh.
So
they didn't
whichever restaurant you go to first is the one they're going to use it on.
They did not used to do it that way.
So yeah, so there you go. Diabetic, you've heard good things about JWB Steakhouse in Margaritaville at Sea. Yes, I've eaten there twice now and had 2 excellent meals each time. I was there with Stephanie, and then about 3 weeks later, I was on there with the Valentine's cruise, and we had excellent meals both times. It is a very good dining experience at the JW. It's not what you would expect on Margaritaville. In fact, I think the whole Margaritaville experience on the Islander is not what you would expect. That's what everybody was telling me. We had 166 people between myself and Elisa on the Margaritaville Islander cruise, and it was phenomenal. And the biggest comment that we got, or the most common comment that we got throughout the week, this is not at all what we expected. I mean, you told us, to be prepared for it, and it's a good ship, it's a fun ship, and it really was. It was a fun ship. Are there warts around the? Yeah, there's warts and bumps and bruises around the ship, but overall, it was an outstanding experience. We did have a couple of folks that had a few problems with their room, but I mean, that's going to happen. But
and they do their best to do what they can to remedy the situation.
Yeah. They offered, room upgrades and all kinds of stuff for that. Yeah. Eric saying that he had 2 dinners while he was on Prima. One was great. The other was not so great, but you had several dinners at Cagney's, and that was the only one that you didn't love. I mean, that's the thing, it'll be up and down. Who cooked your steak today? Who cooked your steak tomorrow?
Well, just like
so
the bistro is not our favorite, but there are people who that's like the first thing they want to go to.
Yeah. The bistro is not my favorite. Yeah. Alex is saying that he sailed on a Meraviglia and enjoyed it. He said, get the special dining package. The food is better at specialty dining. You cruised in May of 2024. That I will absolutely vouch for, because we did the specialty dining on the seaside. I can't remember if we did any on the seashore.
We did the sushi. I think that was it.
So the specialty dining is definitely much better on MSC than the standard. Although the pizza is amazing in the buffet. That's like one of the best things on the ship, along with the coffee and the affogatos. Really, really good. But if you're going on MSC, you definitely want to think about specialty dining, kind of like Norwegian. Norwegian specialty dining is a major step up from the main dining rooms and the buffet as well. So. Benny saying JWB was great. Kurt, MSC had a great steakhouse on the seaside. That is the Butcher's Cut, I think it's what it's called. Yeah, really, really good. John is going to be on World America in 75 days. Love it. What do we think about themed cruises? You saw 70s cruise on Celebrity for next year. Yeah, so Royal Caribbean Celebrity, they do the 80s cruise. They literally just finished the Star Trek cruise. They're flipping it to the 80s cruise today. So the 80s cruise is coming on, because Mark Walker, if you don't follow Mark Walker, he is a cruise director for Royal Caribbean. He is the cruise director on all of these themed cruises, and he keeps showing pictures of them. So they're fantastic. They're absolutely fabulous. I mean, the Hallmark Christmas cruise sold out before it even went on sale to the public, and then they had to open up a second sailing that sold out as well before it even opened up to the general public. So I think themed cruises are great, but the thing to understand is that you are also paying for the thing. Like Tony just went on the first Tony at Lido Loca. He just went on the very first Comic-Con cruise. The same people from San Diego that run Comic-Con did their very first themed cruise out of Tampa on one of the smaller Royal Caribbean ships. So the thing is, you have to remember you're paying for an event. So you're not paying for a cruise. So that interior room that might cost, let's say, $1,500 for the week, might cost $3,000 for the week, or it might cost $2,700 for the week, because you're paying for the room and you're paying for the thing. And also keep in mind that on a theme cruise, the cruise line pricing doesn't come into play at all, because somebody has chartered that entire ship. When you charter the ship, you can now charge whatever you want. Cruise line pricing doesn't even apply anymore. They might use that cruise line pricing to help them set their rates, but they can charge anything they want, because now they own the ship for that week. So that is the big thing about it. I think they're fantastic. I mean, it looks like Tony had a great time on Comic-Con. I would love to go on like the 80s cruise, because that was my high school years.
And the other thing to be aware of is that there's still going to be things that are extra. Quite often, getting your picture taken with one of the
that's always extra.
That's extra. Getting their autograph is extra.
It's just like a con.
Yeah.
It's just like going to a con.
But you do need to be aware that kind of stuff is not included. And there probably will also be special VIP experiences that you can pay for. It's
just like going to a con, just like going to Comic-Con, Dragon Con, whatever. There's one price to get in, And then there's another price for everything else, you know, and even like the specialty dining restaurant, those are still going to be that same cruise line charge and all of that. Basically, everything that comes with the ship will come with the ship. Sometimes when you buy into a group rate, it might be, hey, we've added the Wi-Fi package or we've added the drinks package into the price. Like sometimes they will roll that right into the price. Usually it's Wi-Fi and usually it's gratuities that they'll roll in. Things like that. So you really want to look at the terms and conditions of the themed cruise to see what's actually included, what's not included. But definitely if you're going to something that has like major stars, like, you know, the Cons or the 80s cruise, 70s cruise, all of that, you're going to be paying more for to do other things as well.
The other thing to be aware of is that the cancellation terms and conditions are very likely different than what they would be if you were just doing a regular sailing on that cruise line.
Yeah,
so make sure to read those carefully because they probably aren't what you're used to.
Yeah, I'm working with a group right now that's doing a user conference. We're expecting 300 people to be on the Brilliant Lady, and they have blocked out those rooms. Like Virgin Voyages has actually pulled those rooms out of inventory. They've assigned them to this group. So this group owns those rooms. They can charge whatever they want on top of the standard cruise fare, because the people who are booking those rooms are going to pay that company directly. And then they will be getting that extra user conference on top of the actual cruise itself. So yeah, and they have their own terms and conditions for buying, you know, for buying it. So their refund policy may not be the same as Virgin Voyages refund policy, because you're not paying Virgin Voyages, you're paying this company to attend their user conference, which happened to be on the Virgin Voyages ship. And this is not a charter. They have a block of 150 rooms, so they're taking 150 rooms off that ship and using it. And then we're going to run the user conference as part of the standard cruise. So yeah, it's going to be interesting. Alex wants to know if we can book a themed cruise or does it have to go through the event organizers? It depends on the cruise. Anything that is run through Six Man, which is the company owned by Norwegian Cruise Line. So pretty much all of those, almost anything that goes on a Norwegian ship, we can probably book it because it's probably being done by Six Man, and Six Man does allow travel agents to book. If it is like the Star Trek, anything that's on the Royal Caribbean ships, we don't have access to those. That's run by a different company, like the Star Trek cruise, 70s cruise, 80s cruise. Anything that's run on Royal Caribbean Celebrity, to my knowledge, we don't have access to those. So you would just simply go ahead and book that directly.
Although we can book when Princess does the Love Boat cruises, we can book those.
Oh yeah, we can totally book the Love Boat cruise. I really want to go on one of those. I mean, I'm kind of sad that we've lost Gavin. I never got on one of them before we lost Gavin. So that would have been really, really nice. But no, great question, Alex. Yeah, a lot of people don't realize Norwegian Cruise Line actually owns a charter company. Kind of makes sense, right? They charter their own ship, and they have a ton of cruises. I mean, there are so many music cruises that they book. The one I've been looking at lately, because I love watching her, Lindsay Sterling, has a group cruise sailing out soon. And she is such a hoot to watch on all the social platforms. But she has Lindsay Sterling's Change of Tides or something like that group cruise coming up very soon. So yeah, and I can book that one because that's through Six Man, and it will be the same price as what it is on their organization site. But always look at the terms and conditions of those group cruises, because they are going to be different. They're probably going to be similar, but different. Or they might say, these are our terms and conditions, and you also have to abide by the cruise line terms and conditions. So, you know, it's going to be, it is always a little bit different booking a theme cruise than it is just booking a straight up cruise on a cruise ship.
Which I mean, as much as it, and as awful as it is, you really should at least every once in a while read the terms and conditions of the cruise contract that you are doing when you purchase a cruise. And then maybe after that, you can kind of skim through it to see if anything's different, but pay particular attention to the cancellation policy. And see what that is.
I mean, anytime, you know, a lot of folks just, you know, one of the things that you do when you work with us is that you agree to our terms and conditions, and you also agree to the terms and conditions of the cruise line. And it is up to you to go ahead and take a look at them. We're familiar with them. And one of the biggest things that you need to understand is the cancellation policy. Because there are a lot of people who think it's kind of like a hotel. Hey, I can cancel up to 48 hours out and I'm going to get my money back and things like that. Cruise lines don't work that way. And some cruise lines still have a fully refundable deposit right up until final payment. And then others, they're like, nope, the moment you make that deposit, it is non-refundable. And if you want to change to another cruise, you can do that. But we're also going to charge you a penalty fee, which I don't like. But yeah, some of them do that. And then others just say, no, we're not going to charge you anything if you want to go ahead and make a change. So good morning, Molly's mom. Ellen, good morning, Barbara. Good to see you. Would I recommend a balcony for an Alaskan cruise? I mean, I think that's one of those places where you really should have one. You don't need it, but we recommend it. And then what we try to do, so there's two things. One, I recommend a one-way if you're only going to do a week, because you're going to get one more port that way. In our case, we happen to be doing a round trip Seattle, but we're going to be doing 12 nights. So that gives us time to hit all of the places that we want to see and more. But I recommend if you can only do a week, go one way, either go from Alaska down to Vancouver or from Vancouver up to Alaska. And if you do that, then you want to try to be on the side of the ship that's going to be facing the land predominantly. So on the way up, that's going to be on the starboard side. On the way down, it's going to be on the port side. We were actually on the aft when we did it. So that's the other option too. You just be on the very back and then you can see in both directions. I really enjoyed having especially on Glacier Day. It was really nice having it when we were at the glacier, because anybody who doesn't have a balcony, they're all going to be up on the top. And then as the ship moves around, they're like crowding to that side of the ship and then they're crowding to that side of the ship. I mean, there's a lot of room up there, but.
Although I will say, if your budget is such that the difference between an inside cabin and a balcony means that you can't book all the excursions you want, go for the inside.
Exactly.
Because really the most important thing is your excursions, and they do tend to be more expensive in Alaska.
Yes.
Due to A, the types of excursions they generally offer, and B, the limited season that Alaska has. Mm-hmm. So if that cost makes a difference in being able to book all your excursions that you want,
take the inside.
Take the inside
Every time. Yeah. You definitely want to do that. You're heading there for the third time in August. You love having a balcony.
Oh yeah, I absolutely.
Yeah, no, I would always recommend a balcony in Alaska. I would always recommend it, but if it's a choice between a balcony and taking more excursions, then I would take more excursions for sure.
It just depends on your budget. If your budget is such that it allows you to do both, go for that balcony. Absolutely.
Yeah. And Cheryl's saying that, they did a one-way in May. You had the aft balcony and they were able to see whales from the room. I mean, it's just phenomenal. You're just sitting there and all of a sudden, boom, like something comes up and it's so awesome. Hey, good morning, Aaron. Good to see you, Aaron. Thanks so much for popping in. I'll remind everybody again, I am Walter, your independent travel agent with Where's Walter Travel. We book your land luxury cruise expedition. We don't charge a dime for our services. And we're hanging out for just a little bit longer answering your questions. If there's anything we can do to help you with your travels, just reach out. Where's WalterTravel.com or wherever you're watching me. There's going to be links in the description in my bio and to something. And then right after this show, we're headed down to a travel conference with a whole bunch of our colleagues from KHM Travel. So we'll be down there for the rest of the week. If you're trying to set up an appointment with me this week, you'll notice I don't have any time between now and Thursday because we're going to be at that conference and my days are going to be pretty full. We have over 100 of our travel partners coming. I'm so excited. It's so nice to have that FaceTime, be able to talk to them, learn more things about, whatever it is about their travel partner, about what they have going on, what they have to offer. And just make those connections because, one, that's how I get a lot of these folks to come on my Thursday night shows so that you all can meet them. Like Lynn was fabulous this past Thursday talking about Crystal. I had Bentley on 2 weeks ago talking about Carnival. Oh, I can't wait to see Bentley. Bentley wore her funnel hat to the airport. She goes, one way to get noticed in the airport, wear the funnel hat. She's got the big Carnival funnel hat. That's hilarious. So, yeah, she got a great picture of her walking. So I just, that's what I'll be doing for the next few days. So if you're trying to set up an appointment with me between now and Thursday, you can't. Friday will be our next time that we're going to be taking appointments. But if you're a current client and you need help just text me, email. We will do our best to get back. Rebecca's actually coming to the conference with me, so she may be the one responding while I'm in all the training, but she's going to be there as well. So let's see. Stan, you loved your app balcony on the Howell Nordam in Alaska. I know, I'm telling you, those app balconies are really cool on the cruise lines because you do get to look in both directions. So if something happening on either side, that's really, really nice. And especially for if you do end up doing a round trip cruise, you get to see stuff on both sides. So do we plan group excursions? We do try to. In fact, on our Alaska cruise, we have a Harv and Marv whale watching excursion that we have planned for the entire group. I think there's 16 of us going on that one.
Something like that.
It depends on A, how big the group is, and B, where we're going. So like on our Margaritaville Valentine's cruise, we didn't plan a group excursion, but what we did do in Key West, we wanted to go to DJ's Clam Shack and get ourselves a lobster roll and some fried clam. Well, I wanted a fried clam. So we just, we told everybody, hey, meet here at 12:30 in the afternoon, which was right before the ship docked. And we're just going to go walk. And if you want to walk with us, and I think we had like 15 people come with us or something like that. But in Alaska, we did plan that particular group excursion. The one thing that we don't do with our groups is we don't over plan them because we want everybody just to enjoy the ship and enjoy their vacation. So what we tend to do is book like maybe 1 or 2 group dinners, and we'll do some sort of like 1-hour event during the cruise where we all get together. The Margaritaville Valentine's cruise, we actually ended up doing like a 1-hour event almost every day, just because of the way the timing worked out, like pretty much every day at 10 a.m.
It was a pretty large group.
Yeah, we had 166 people. So we had something going on every single day just to kind of bring everybody together, and that was really cool. But when we have the smaller groups, like our Thanksgiving cruise, really the only big thing that we did together was Thanksgiving night, which was really cool. So, but we do set up, the group chats and all of that, so everybody can start to get to know each other. But in Alaska, this was different because we knew Harv and Marv is amazing, and we really wanted to take some folks on that. So we've got 16 people on that one. It's going to be great. Aaron wants to know the cruise that the two of us are most excited for the rest of 2025. I would say Alaska.
Yeah.
Although Quebec to Miami.
Yeah.
I would have been the most excited about Alaska until we booked that one. So I'm going to be real excited about Alaska, and then immediately after, I'm going to be really excited about Quebec. How about that?
Yeah,
that's what I'm going to do.
we've got our flights.
Yeah,
we've got our hotels booked for Canada. Still working on. We got to get the trains because we're train between Montreal and Quebec, and the train from Miami back home. Yeah. And figure out what we're going to do while we're in Montreal and Quebec. If anybody's got good suggestions, let us know.
Yeah, just let us know. Eric just checked out the excursions in Hawaii, and they're comparable to the cost of Alaska excursion. That doesn't that makes total sense. That jives because again, there's not that many. So in Alaska, you've got in Hawaii, you have a very short season when the ships are coming out there, or you've got one ship just going round and round and round. So there's not the opportunity. Like in the Caribbean, I think everybody gets spoiled by the Caribbean because the excursions are so cheap, but you've got hundreds of ships going around the Caribbean, so they're all going to be cheaper. But yeah, Hawaii, and you're looking at a luxury boat excursion that was over $2,000. So yeah, anytime you get on a small boat, luxury kind of a thing, that's going to get really expensive.
You do have to make sure when you're looking at some of those kind of things, is that the cost for the entire boat and you can bring so many people, or is that the cost per person?
Yeah. So
it depends on the excursion.
Right. So yeah, it does not surprise me that Hawaii is expensive. I want to look into that one that Stephanie did with the helicopter where she went down the Jurassic Park waterfall. I think that would be amazing. And she said that was really expensive, but really, really cool. So that's the one I want to look to see if there's any opportunity to do something like that. I don't know if we'll have the time.
Are always expensive.
But yeah, they're usually running in the $300 to $400 range per person.
If easily. Not more.
Yeah, if not more. So Hawaii is going to be expensive, and Alaska, those are going to be very expensive excursions just because of the nature of what they are. Disneyland's going to be a little expensive too. We know that, but we're going. I'm going, man. I can't wait. We're waiting for the Grand California Hotel or whatever.
Well, we haven't decided on the hotel.
Yeah, it'll be one of those two. It'll be the Disneyland Hotel or the Californian.
there's the other one. There's the Pixar place, which is also.
Oh, the Pixar place? Oh, I keep forgetting. I keep thinking Pixar place is in Japan.
No. Well,
Yeah.
I mean, they might have one in Japan.
Yeah, I think that's where the first one, but I totally forgot that was in
Yeah, those
California.
are the 3 hotels. It'll be one of those
Gotcha.
3.
Yeah, so we're going to stay on Disney property before the cruise
And
for
we
sure.
know it's more expensive, but
First time there,
his first time,
70th anniversary.
my first time since the 80s. So
Yeah. So, it's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a lot of fun. So, Stan staying in Quebec, do the Old City, Citadel, and the Hotel Frontenac. That's cool.
Mhm.
Alex did a helicopter tour over to Grand Canyon to view over the land, and Grand Canyon was awesome. No water there, though. Yeah, right. I mean, the water's there, but it's way down low. Cindy enjoyed just randomly meeting up with other group cruisers. That is one of the cool things with the group cruises, right? Because usually on the first day, we'll do a check-in, we'll do a meet and greet kind of a thing, so everybody can kind of get to see each other, and then you start running into each other. And I love it when I see you all, like you're paired up for lunch, or I see you guys playing games over here, or you're just hanging out at the bar. I love that. So one of the coolest things about a group cruise is that, you're not tied at the hip all day long, but you do kind of, you come on with a group of people that you have a like interest, and so you get to know each other, and then you get to do things together. I think we've got 36 people going to Alaska right now with us, but that's going to be a really nice group as well. So Sue and Phil did a helicopter tour on the Big Island with Blue Hawaiian. That was great. Do I know the one that Stephanie did? She said they actually played the Jurassic, but they're one of the few. I guess there's only a couple helicopters that are allowed to land where they landed. She said they played that Jurassic Park music as they were like approaching it and then descending. They can't actually land where the actual helicopter landed because that crumbled. The landing pad is actually all crumbled. You can see it. When you walk over to the waterfall, you can actually see the crumbled concrete foundation that was the landing pad over there. But that's pretty awesome that they're doing that. So I would love to do that one. Yeah. So $400 for a helicopter tour. That sounds about right. 400 to 600 is about right. So yeah. I can't wait. Hawaii, Disneyland. It's going to be awesome. What time is it? All right. So we're going to be here. We're going to cut it a little bit short today, guys, because we do have to head down to that conference. The big trade show actually starts at 1:00 this afternoon, Eastern time. So we've got to drive down there. Fortunately, it's right here in Orlando. That's one of the nice things. We can drive to it. We're going to be down in Disney Springs for the next few days. So that's going to be a lot of fun. Staying at, confusingly enough, there's 2 Hilton hotels basically across the street from each other at Disney Springs. So I always got to make sure I punch in the right one. But it has a lazy river. So that's one of the reasons why Rebecca's coming down. She's going to relax and enjoy the lazy river. And also handle all my communications while I'm in the training.
There's only so much I can do.
The Disneyland Hotel was built when hotel rooms were huge, and the park-facing rooms have a glass wall that opens up and turns the entire room into a balcony. Whoa, that's beautiful. That's really nice. Thank you, Eric. Thank you for that wonderful tip. I love that. So if you didn't hear that, the Disneyland Hotel has rooms that face the park with a glass wall that opens up and turns the entire room into a balcony. That sounds like, those big living rooms, where you just push the glass wall out of the way. That's crazy that they have that in a hotel. That's beautiful. Thank you for that.
The nice thing about any of the 3 Disney hotels is that it is possible to walk to the parks from any of them.
Yeah, because it's so small.
Yeah.
Unlike here. God, if you're at the Magic Kingdom, good luck walking to Epcot. I mean, you can do it, but good luck. Good luck getting there,
I couldn't do it.
I mean, the only one that you could really walk is if you're staying in the Epcot area hotels. You can walk to Epcot, which is super easy. And you can actually walk up to Hollywood Studios. We've done that in the past.
Yeah, even the Animal Kingdom Lodge, you can't really walk to Animal Kingdom.
No.
I mean, I suppose you could, but...
Yeah. Walking around Disney World is not fun. Walking between the worlds of Disney World is not fun. But the cool thing about the hotel that we're staying at is literally right across there. There's a bridge, and we're in Disneyland, Disney Springs. So that's cool. We can literally just walk right over to Disney Springs. So that's going to be really nice doing that. So, all right, folks, I think we're going to wrap this up. I know it's a little bit early for us, but we're going to go ahead and wrap this up. I'm going to say thank you to everybody for tuning in. Again, if you would like to come on any of our group cruises, just go to our website, where'swaltertravel.com. Click on the group travel. We've got about 5 or 6 in there right now that are all booking. And we'll be back. I don't know if we'll be back on Thursday night. It depends on just how busy we are. I purposely did not line up anybody for Thursday night because we'll be coming back that day. But I'll definitely be back here next Sunday morning at 10:30 in the morning to talk with all y'all. I want to say thank you so much for all of your support at Where's Walter Travel. I mean, we can't do this without you. And we're just so thankful to be a part of all of your vacations. So with that, folks, I'm going to say have an amazing Sunday. We'll see you next Sunday right back here. Same bat channel, same bat place. And have an awesome day, everybody.